Good morning, everybody. This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. How you doing? It is Saturday morning. It is bright and early. I literally just woke up and said, "I'm streaming. It's Saturday. Let's get it done." And then I realized it's almost 6:30. I'm like an hour and a half early. Anyway, it is what it is. So here I am. We're gonna do another episode of Run8 Train Simulator 3, and we're gonna continue. This is part 2. We're going to continue our run from Fresno to Atwater on, what am I on? I gotta look. This is the LRF74, Fresno to Atwater, out of the Fresno UP yard, heading toward Atwater, California. We're on the Fresno to Modesto DLC. So, doing a little UP action. Let's go ahead. Let's get out of this and into here. Here we go. This is where we left off. Yesterday we pulled into Chowchilla. And now, let's get into free fly mode. We're going to go ahead and we've got some industries to work starting right here and all the way back into, well, what is the Chowchilla Industrial Park. It is more built up in Chowchilla than what's represented here. But, you know, Run8's not about the graphics, it's not about the scenery. Well, it is. I mean, it kind of is. And they're getting it. They're adding, excuse me, they're adding more and more stuff. But it's also just about, you know, working the train and then the physics on the train and how the train operates. So, chatted with somebody brand new down in Australia over the week. He was literally brand new. Oh my gosh. What's up, Ken? Morning. How you doing? So, it's my second day of vacation. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want. Oh, no, it's not true. Because people find out you're on vacation. They want you to do stuff. I'm kidding. Well, no, unless you're married, I'm not kidding. All right, let's get rocking. Let's get some car tags up. All right, I want locations. This is LBF we're going into, which is right back here. So let's get some mileposts up or some industry tags up so we can see where we're going. There it is. Let's go fly down here. They are running. All right, we're looking good. Let's get to work. So let's see. Oh, Ken. Yeah, you are in Discord. Let's see. Show of hands, everybody. Do we want to listen to Ken? Absolutely we do. Hang on, let me get Discord turned on here. And let me jump in over here. And there he is. What's up, Ken? How you doing this morning? I'm doing good. Okay, now I don't understand, man. And this is like, every time I go into Discord, I get these socket errors. I'm not sure, was it a Discord update or was it a Run8 update that caused that? Well, since Run8 hasn't been updated since, what, December? January of this year? Yeah, January. It's got to be a Discord thing. So, all right. Let's see who else we got. Oh, nobody so far. I think everybody else is still asleep. I'm the only one that's like an idiot getting up at 6, you know, just waking up at 6 and decide I'm going to stream and jump out and just do it. So, all right, let's go. Now, are you hanging out over here too?
Yeah, I'm on that freight train that I was on last week.
Ah, gotcha. Look, everybody's running. Oh, are you coming across? Say something for me real quick.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay, you are. It is working. All right, let's back in. I got switches aligned. In reverse on the rail driver. All brakes are off. Handbrakes off. I think we're good. Look at that. Handbrakes off. What? Let's get a HUD up. Okay. Just kind of release. I thought we were going to be starting to roll downhill already.
I noticed it's pretty flat out here.
Yeah, trust me. You know, actually, it's really not. but it's kind of when you get into a grade, it kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about in real life because this is out here where I live, and when I go on bike rides and stuff, I look at something and go, it's flat, and then I'm like, why am I huffing and puffing? And I look backwards and I'm like, oh, I'm going uphill. So they're sneaky. I'm 2 days into my vacation. I'm already bored.
That,
I don't know what to say about that. Thanks for your help with that problem. I'm still waiting to hear back from the guy. Yeah. So I mean, it came down to, let's see, you thinking it's the video card. Actually, got three good things. One, you said it might be the video card, but he said his video card. He's got an NVIDIA card,
uh,
and but somebody else on the forum said it was their processor. When they upgraded the computer, the problem went away, and then that was it. And then Mike said he had the exact same problem, and it was where Run8 was installed. He had it installed on an external hard drive and had that problem.
hmm.
So I've never seen that before. And the problem we're talking about in Run8 is cars, like almost, oh well, for lack of a better description, it's cars that are like wiggling literally 180 degrees from left to right, and that's as the train is standing still. So problem I have personally never seen, but so we're trying to resolve that issue for a fan.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I mean, it could be the processor. I mean, it depends. I mean, he has a 1080 Ti. I saw his response.
Yeah, I mean that's
I mean, a 1080 Ti is no slouch
no, it's not. So I'm not.
for three generations. Well, technically 4 generations old now, but it could be his. It could be the processor. The processor may not have enough cores in it, and he could
Right.
be having an issue. He could be getting bottlenecked there because there's different areas you can bottleneck your computer at, and it could be one of them.
Yeah.
So
It could be all of it.
could be all of it.
It could be all of it. It's just a problem I've never seen. I found it to be very. Let's go ahead and get some brakes on, because here I am talking and monologuing, and we all know I can't run a train and talk at the same time. Oh, looks like we got them all
Yeah,
in.
I got
Uh,
on in last night for a little bit, and through my sick multiplier all the way up, it's still all the way up, and I don't have. It's not.
yeah,
It's
and he said his was only at 50%. So
okay.
yeah,
Well, what mine was set at originally was about 50%. So
mine's all the way up.
I mean, mine's all the way up now, but
Uh,
yeah.
all right, let's go ahead and let's close. I need to get the stretch force off. I'm really liking that um, Montana map for Farm Sim.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is a solid map. I mean, I really have to say that he has outdone himself on
Yeah.
that. So
No, he really did. DJ modding is just it's a work of art. It really is.
yeah,
All right. Couplers release.
yeah.
Let's go
I
ahead and
jumped
pull
on last
forward.
night. What did you? Were you the one that was responsible for dumping all the grass at the
No, that was
spot?
not me.
Oh,
Yeah, and I will talk about that later on. I cleaned it up. I
okay,
cleaned most of it up,
right.
but yeah, no, that was not me.
Oh,
And the piece I'm just gonna have to. It's an education piece, but if you pull in just because it's a silo, but if, it doesn't mean that it that goes there. If you don't get a trigger, it doesn't belong. So, but yeah, and that there are some mistakes that have been made, and some of the mistakes are actually pretty decent ones. Kind of like him dropping a subsidy sign on the map so we can make some extra money. Oh, I gotta look at that
Yeah,
big gap right there
yeah.
on the hoses.
I
Um,
saw how much. I saw how much we had. I was like, oh my goodness.
well, and that's because uh, he didn't do any of the settings and stuff, and so he's so pretty much. And without, I mean, I haven't asked him, but it's he set the server up. I think I'm pretty much managing it.
Okay.
And so, yeah, he didn't have. Oh, you say was set to each month was 1 day. So, and the server had been up for like 7 days. So, and I'm not sure, even in that time frame, how we ended up with that much money. But we bought a bunch of fields. He had he had purchased equipment. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
So I sold a bunch of it last night. He's playing. I mean, I get it. He's excited. He's excited. He's playing. Um, but I was trying to explain to him that um, my buddy Ray, who passed away, um, that's the kind of stuff that he would do, and we want people to come and play on the server. We want them to stay and play. If you give too much too soon, too fast, um, they don't stick around. So
Yeah.
I did reach out to Sean. I sent Sean a message. I know he's really busy, but I told him that we have a new server up. So
Nice.
yeah, and the unlike now, I'm gonna blast it right now. We're on G Portal. I'm liking G Portal a lot. Excuse me, I'm kind of still waking up. But no, I like G Portal a lot. Um, the save games aren't as intrusive as they were on Fragnet. Um,
Oh.
Fragnet would not give me the IP address and port number for so that like we posted that. So if you want the mods, you just got to click on that
Right.
on that link, and it takes you right to where you can download right from the server.
Right.
Fragnet wouldn't give me that. Um, and I mean, I literally and I sent them tickets, and they pretty much ignored the tickets. So yeah, I'm very disappointed. Come on, let's back up, man. There we go. Give me another notch here. Um, so when it comes down, I mean, between the two, between Fragnet and G Portal, if you're thinking about running a Farm Sim 25 server, and this is not a paid for, I'm doing this because I'm a customer and they're awesome. G Portal's the way to go. And I just remember back in I don't know a few years ago, Fragnet just literally went, yeah, we're not going to be hosting game servers anymore, and they went to just strictly corporate stuff. And next thing I knew, they were back doing game servers again. So they didn't. I don't think they really understood how much money they make off of gamers, and they just restarted it. But I don't think they're paying any attention to it.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm kind of impressed about how even with some of the errors that some of the mods in the map are throwing, how stable G Portal is.
Yeah, I noticed it said like 11 errors for just the map, but a lot of those errors are because it's oversized.
Yeah, it's a 4X. Yeah, but
Yeah.
oh my, it is. Yeah, no, it's a very good map. It's artistic. I mean, it's just not. It's not just there. Like Flatlands is just there. And I get it. Some people, they're making maps and it's the first time doing it. And let's get some slow speed on here. I don't want to back up too fast. What's my next one? CWD. No, I got Snyder's. Snyder. Where's Snyder at? Let's get on the ground. I think I need to. All right, we're going CWD. I think that's my next one right there. Yeah, CWD there. I think Snyder's around the corner. Ale. Yeah, there's Snyder. Okay. We're going to push in. We'll drop that. We'll work this industry here as we're working our way back. Yeah, but you saw that mess too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it.
I was like, what the heck did he do? We did, and the nice thing is, this is a benefit. We can move the sell point or the not the store point permanently to the farm since we're all kind of working off that one farm.
Right.
It's been permanently moved to the farm, so and that's where it's going to stay. Let's go ahead and stop here. Oh, throw it. Nothing like throwing it into a 12-pound reduction. Okay. All right. I want to look at. I thought I had. I did this last time too. It was like I had trouble finding or. Hey, I do have an ALL right there. GRF. Where are you? It's right all the way up here. Holy crap. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I do have. So I got Snyder I can pull out. I think I can set it right there as I put those in. That's fine. ALL goes there, but that's all the way up near the front of the train. Alright, let's stick with what I was going to do. So how am I going to get... Now my okay, now my brain's starting to hurt. How am I going to get... Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, I literally just saw it, and now I can't find it. And I said this last time too, and I had some cars.
Yeah, that was it. The ASMs or something like that.
Yeah, that I'm like, oh, I don't have any. I thought I could have swore I did, and yeah, I do. All right, well, let's do. Oh, we have to be on the ground for this. Set some handbrakes too. That would help when you try to take the stretch force off a coupler.
Might help just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
I'm getting ready to pass you.
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought you already passed me one. Wait a minute.
No, that was the AI one.
Ah, I think I see you coming. Oh, there it is. ALL. Okay. I found the car.
Found the car.
Yeah, I think I see you coming. You're not getting the Run 8 dance today.
No.
No, no Run 8 dance. I'm just standing here. I don't want to be mistaken for a Sasquatch.
Oh, well, you know.
Ugh. Oh, I found my overlays for that, so I'm going to be setting up an overlay, and I'm going to start streaming Bigfoot if you want to be a part of that.
Cool.
Because honestly,
You want to see me get slapped around again?
let's put it to let's just call for what it was. I want to record. I want to get you caught getting bitch slapped by Bigfoot because it was just hilarious. I cannot. I mean, it's a you had to be there moment, but that's. I mean, even Mike, as quiet as Mike was laughing out loud.
Yeah.
There he comes. Let's go, Ken. It was actually pretty cool the other day when I went to go down to go see my son graduate and hanging out in my daughter and her boyfriend's hotel room, that's disturbing, but she's 23. What can you do? Um, but no, the hotel was right, just like a little bit up the highway from the UP yard. I could see it from her window, and yes, my railroad autism kicked in.
Kicked in. Yeah.
Yeah, there's ALL. Oh, I thought ALL was. Wait a minute, what? Oh, it's a plastics. That's right. This may not be as bad as I thought. I mean, if I have to, I might have to take the main line.
Now you're pretty clear now. There's nothing out here.
That was
All
actually,
empty now.
yeah, you just passed me.
There's two
That one's
stations
going
right there.
away. There's a LC to LT coming toward me, but that's all the way up by series.
No, that's going the other way.
Oh, it is going the other way. Yeah, like I said, okay, everything's going the way. Yeah, everything's out of the way. So I can take the main line then and do what I gotta do. But let's start with what I was gonna do here. Whoa,
Well,
whoa! I nosedived right into the ground.
oh, well, don't do that.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna face plant at the coupler. I don't have that many people watching my stream today because they're so used to me actually streaming on Sunday, but I'm getting back to normal at least for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of extra stuff too because I'm going to be doing farm sim, and I think because I'm on vacation and this month I'm not going anywhere. It's literally all my trips are planned for July.
Nice.
So it's hanging around the house, doing what I need to do at the house, and but yeah, here it is. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do myself because usually my laundry, I don't do my laundry till Sunday when my laundry's already done. Yeah, office has been cleaned, dusted, vacuumed.
Jeez.
I know. I'm not kidding. I'm bored. I'm so used to like just being constantly busy.
Yeah. Well, do some rail fanning.
You know what? I might have to. A lot of good trains were coming out of the Fresno yard heading north. I missed that 2 mile long intermodal that we saw sitting outside the Fresno yard. We're like, oh, I gotta make sure I catch that. And I just happened while I was standing at the front of the school. I can look across, kind of about a block and a half away through the trees. I can see I can see UP trains going by, and sure enough, I look up, and there it goes. I'm like, ah. And I recognize it because every single container was a hub group container.
Oh,
So it was just solid hub group. That's all it was.
interesting.
Yeah. I know like all the railroads are kind of a little squirrely, but I wish they would actually, you could wish was a place you could go. I haven't been able to find it, but a nice little website to know what train's going by at what time where.
Yeah.
And when I watch other rail fan people on YouTube, it just blows my mind. How do you know this?
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking about going down and shooting some video of the train station here in town and then compare it to the one that's here in Run 8.
Yeah.
So, just stupid little stuff like that.
You see the Delaware and Hudson unit that NS released for
No.
Atwater?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was this?
A few days ago, it was released, and I think it's already went over the horseshoe curve
Oh wow. Okay. I know Mr. Rice has been
Yes.
on Pittsburgh quite a bit. Not
Oh.
Mr. Rice, not Mr. Rice number one, Mr. Rice number two.
Ah, yes, his
Yeah,
brother.
his brother. Yeah, I see him pop into Pittsburgh quite a bit. That's good. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking sometime this week I'm going to be on the AGS. I'm going to stream that
Nice.
little bonus.
Yeah,
And then NorCal too. I don't know if you saw, I did post the Matrix for Mohawk and Selkirk.
I did see that.
Yeah. So I put it out there. Like I told K Mike, it's like, you know what? I don't want yup. I don't want yes. I want a honest critique. What do you think needs to be changed? You know? And so typical K Mike, oh no, it's good the way it is. Come on, Mike. I mean, there's always something that can be changed. So,
yeah.
but at least now, at the very minimum, someone can look at that. The way I'm trying to design the matrices is just come in, look at it, see what you got a sense of what needs to be done and how it needs to be done, and go get in Run8 and play. I don't want you in the matrix. I mean, I want you guys to
Right.
look at the matrix, but I don't want you in the matrix all the time.
Right.
Leave that to Neo. Yeah, that was my obligatory. All
Oh,
right,
speaking of,
F7
I
cheat.
watched the Accountant
Accountant
2.
2. Yes. I was going to talk to you about that. I had started it. I haven't even finished it. I'm probably going to finish it today.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I, my honest opinion, they did a really good job on it. So,
That's good. Because accountant, we had talked about that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and I have to admit, I'm not a huge Ben Affleck fan.
right,
And I had forgot I had seen the accountant before.
right,
So I was like, oh, okay, this could actually be pretty good. And so I was waiting after I watched the accountant a minute. Okay, you know what? This was really good. I really liked it. And so waiting for accountant 2, and then I just happened to see I was on Amazon Prime doing a little bit of shopping, and um, saw the advertisement that it was out. I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. So I'll probably end up watching that today. Play some Farm Sim and um, have it stream on the other monitor.
yeah. No, it was good. I watched it last night. I was like
Nice.
really impressed with it. I really liked it. It definitely complements the first one. So,
Well, and I don't think
I
it's,
already got
and I do
I
not
already got a
believe it.
green light.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it. I mean, as far as like how the autistic side of the character that Ben Affleck plays, I think that hits Ben Affleck perfect. I don't know why, because I even thought his Batman character was autistic.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, I'm not making fun of autistic people, but I'm just saying because I mean, my when it comes to trains, my even my daughter goes, Dad, you're autistic, and you're Sheldon Cooper. Nexarian Tactus, how you doing? It was pretty good. Hey there, farmer, and everybody else, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So, so you watched Accountant? I must see. Okay, Nexarian must have watched Accountant too. Yeah, I mean, I started. I did start it, and I mean, the beginning part of it was like, really, you're gonna write that guy off right now? So,
Well, that's the whole premise of it.
but but I'm gonna let it go at that. Just and that's the
They
beginning.
did.
Yeah.
There is already talks of a third one now with Anna Kendrick coming back to reprise her role.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, but I mean, yeah, no, it was very good. The first one was very good, and I mean, it already looks like the second one's gonna be good. So it'll be a review at some point during one of my streams because I got a lot of time on my hands over the next couple of months. Let's see. I have a concert coming up. I have a concert
Oh,
coming up. Volbeat and Hailstorm.
I have a song for you to listen to later.
Okay.
Not on the stream.
Gotcha.
Don't
Okay.
violate.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. Don't.
Violate YouTube
Yeah.
policy.
Yeah. Don't violate me.
Yeah, I don't want. I want you to get violated.
Yeah. Don't violate me. I don't have to go talk to a stranger and hold a doll and say he touched me there. So. Uh, that's a long string of boxcars.
Yeah, it is.
I think I'm
That's
pulling. Yeah, I think I'm pulling more than what I'm dropping off. All right, let's go ahead. We're passing the switch. Let's get 10 pounds on the brake pipe there. All right. Now, I've been to Chowchilla and did some rail fanning down there. I don't ever remember seeing a train this size coming in. And to be honest with you, I think, and it's sad for us railroad, fans, foamers, whatever name you want to give us. That the rail. I mean, even here in the town that I live in, it's well, number one, with the Air Force Base that closed like decades ago, hasn't been um, lot of train activity down to there, and it is now it is Castle Industrial Park is in Run 8, but I don't think that they go in there as much as they used to, which is pretty sad. And then even before Castle Industrial Park, there I did catch it was a single loco that was moving like 2 boxcars, and that was it. And but I haven't, I haven't seen that in a while either.
You'd be overlooking in my area if you came here.
Well,
Always something coming in and out of this area. So
I live in California. I'm not a fan of California. Um, no, I mean, it's the just stupid stuff. Like, well, Castle Air Force Base was a strategic air command base,
okay.
and if you don't think that there's a need for a SAC, you're actually fooling yourself. And unfortunately, with the at the time with the senators that we had, they got forced out, and a lot of the other military bases got forced out. um, like Alameda Naval Air Station was forced out. Um, Hamilton Air Force Base before that was forced out. Those were in the Bay Area. San Francisco used to have a very strong Navy history, gone. Um,
Yeah.
the Army in the Presidio, that was a historic base because that went all the way back to um, the was actually before California was even admitted as a state because it was originally a Mexican Army base.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, and believe it or not, you wouldn't think about it, but for California, there is a huge Civil War presence.
Mm.
So if you ever look at pictures of like the Golden Gate Bridge, you'll notice there's an arch only on one side. So they built that arch to protect Fort Point, which was a um, goes back to was built to protect the entrance to the San Francisco Bay during the Civil War era. So, but all that stuff is well, it's been all been forced out because based on the left's idea of the military bad, woke people good. Yeah, I'm going there today.
I don't know any better, but you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. But then the other side of that coin is I was going looking at YouTube videos, and you got some really whacked people out there saying that we're now if you're any kind of a Bible person, and the whole thing about the tribulation, if you're familiar with that, that we're supposed to have 7 years of pure hell on earth. Somebody was posting videos, or a bunch of them posted videos saying that we're right in the middle of the tribulation. Yeah, that's not true either. I think people are just stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait. I'm people. That means I'm stupid. Okay, you know what? I can accept that. And then I had to go see. I had to see my ex-wife.
Uh-oh.
Well, my son graduated,
Oh, yeah.
so which was pretty cool. See him graduate. Everybody else on that side of the family were very gracious. So, which was surprising because well, I guess times change. So so I actually had a good time with, um, talking to them. It was my ex. Her typical trying to control everything and everyone around her. And I had to yell at her and go, "You need to stop. This isn't your night.
Right.
This is his night." And I mean, it was like, "But you don't understand. I'm like, stop the eyes. This isn't about you.
Right.
Quit being selfish." So if you're thinking about getting married, and Devin, I'm talking to you, run! All right. I'm going to pull these in, and then I may drop a bunch here. Because I think these are Snyder. So this might actually give me the room I need to do ALL. I don't have anything to pick up from ALL. I just got to pull the car. Try to see if I can do this without using the main line.
Oh.
Where was that advice 25 years ago? Well, you know what? Yeah, that advice was there because, well, 25 years ago. Well, my daughter's 23. No, it wasn't there. Yeah, because it was 25 years ago that I was thinking about marrying my daughter's mother. My daughter and my son's mother, and yeah, I didn't even back then. I had that advice, but did I follow it? No. No, it wasn't all bad. I mean, it really wasn't all bad. But she's, you know, it's gotten worse to the point that I could tell my son's not happy.
Yeah.
And that's not good. What's up, Hodge? Hey, people are waking up.
They are.
There they come. Hodge is number 2 now on the chatting. I don't know. I mean, it's just for fun. At number 1, number 2 to see who ends up winning for the day.
Oh.
Yeah, just a fun little contest. I know what I want to do, but YouTube said no. I honestly want to do a giveaway, and YouTube said no. I am rambling, Quincy. I'm rambling about anything and everything that I want to. Why? Because I can. How you doing? Good morning, Quincy. I don't know why you're here. I haven't screwed up yet, so there's no write-ups or anything that need to be done. For those that are just joining, Quincy, just joined the channel, and yeah, he's my man. He works for CSX. We got like 3 people on here that I've played Run8 with. 2 of them consistently, and Quincy comes in here, but yeah, he works for CSX, and so do the other 2.
Yeah. I haven't seen Briscoe for
No, he's working an extra board. And they got him. They have him like nonstop. And that should be the last one for CDW right there. All right, where's ALL? Let's see how far can. Oh, I know you do. And I'm just gonna mess right back with you. It's all good, man. We mess with you even when you're not around. Good morning, Truckin'. How you doing? All right. Crap. It's all the way up here. Let's see. Where is it? Well, there's Snyder. Snyder's all the way back there. Who put this train together?
I don't know. Who put that train together?
I don't know because I've got Snyder cars here. Oh, I remember these. Yeah, these were the ones that weren't even on this. I was going to delete. I forgot. And then I changed them for Snyder, and I got these down here. Plus, I got two more here. And then somewhere right in here is ALL. What can I do? What can I do? I'm going to have to pull it out. All right, well, I'm going to leave. I'll leave my pickups here. I should have been up a long time ago, but I guess I needed to sleep in a little bit. Yeah, no, you know what? This is my second day of vacation, Hodge, and I literally woke up at exactly 6 o'clock. It just no alarm. I had my alarm turned off. Boom. Yesterday, I get up at 4 o'clock every morning for work, and yesterday, my alarm turned off 4 o'clock, wide awake. Quincy, I guarantee you your ears are always burning because we're always talking about you. Even when we're doing like farm sim, if something goes sideways, it's where's Quincy? Yeah, I don't know who put this thing together. Oh, good. I'm gonna have cars everywhere. I'm gonna try not see if I can get her out of this without having to back out on the main line and block the main line. But if I have to, I have to.
Yeah.
If anything, just to make some moves. I think Quincy did this just to mess with me. All right, who's toning?
Me.
Okay, you don't need to tone Otto all that much. We've had this conversation. Oh wait, no.
He's not routing me the right way I want to go. So I had to cancel my route, then ask him for a new route, and then,
It's a little early in the morning for him to be drinking, isn't it?
Yeah, a little early.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Of course, it is auto, so,
Well, we can find out real quick. Hey, Quincy, is it too early in the morning to be drinking? No answer. I think he's already passed out. Yeah, if you guys don't know it, Quincy is Otto. Hodge said, yeah, I took off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I woke up at my normal time, which was 7. Oh, the next area, the Montana map is amazing. I'm going to tell you right now, we do have a Farm Sim server that's up. And I mean, we've been playing on it. In fact, we are even using the new, what was it? What was that? What was the new DLC that just came out? I just dropped it. Uh, Prairies and Plains, Plains and Prairies, whatever it is. Yeah, now I've been playing with the with some of the equipment. In fact, I just bought the Rogator or whatever they call it. It's fun. I like it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Absolutely. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Oh, it's gonna be good. So I got to set up a new stream because we're gonna start playing Bigfoot. I'm gonna start streaming that one too. Get hunted by Bigfoot. It was. I mean, I'm gonna pick Ken. I'm gonna throw you out there. I'm just gonna say I have never laughed so hard for a long time, other than watching Ken get bitch slapped by Bigfoot. That was hilarious.
Ah, you know.
Even Mike, I said, even Mike, who's so quiet, was laughing out loud. I had, you know what? I had I don't know why I did it, but I had an American Truck Simulator server up, and there was no reason for it. So I took it down. You just don't need a server. You don't need to do like a G Portal server or anything like that. All right, what can I do? I got all of this room here, so and if I have to, I can shove something down into here because I don't know who but put this train together. I just don't know. I don't want to use that one. I'll use this one up here and try to peel some cars off. So I've been stuck into American Truck with the realistic economy. You know what? Yeah, I saw that. I think American Truck has that new mod that I saw advertised that, and it reminds me if you're familiar with uh, Microsoft's Flight Simulator. They have that website that has like a career mode for pilots, and you work your way up from a little puddle jumping business all the way working up to like for United and American and stuff like that. But it's something similar to that. That's what it reminded me. I'm not saying that it is like that. I'm just saying it reminds me of that. That you start off with, like a little pickup truck or something like that. I don't know. You start off with just very, very small stuff, and you have to work your way up, and it's a more realistic mod for American Truck Simulator. So that might be being checked out during my vacation time. Let's get past this switch because I'm monologuing and I can't drive a train and monologue at the same time. Yeah, from Busy and Broke. That's the one I use. All right. But yeah, I've got my overlays. I just got to tweak those a bit for Bigfoot. Um, my daughter's new boyfriend, he actually has Bigfoot, so we might get him involved.
Nice.
Yeah, what was that? A nice little pause right there. I think the SRS server is about to go down.
Oh, great. Did you break it?
Yes. Was I not supposed to?
No.
Oh, nobody told me. Whoop whoop. I just passed the whistle board. Whoop whoop. There it is. I whistled.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got all the way down to here that I can use. That's actually a lot more space than what you think it is. I have a hard time. I don't know if it's just me, but I have a hard time with Run8 sometimes judging distances.
Yeah, it can be a little deceiving as far as how
Yeah.
much actual car space is there.
Yeah.
Also depends on what kind of cars you got too, because if you got shorter cars mixed in with your longer cars, then you're like, oh wait, I don't have enough room.
No, exactly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I do have enough room.
So I'm already planning a part 3 on this. So this is part 2. Part 1 was last week. And I have a feeling that most of part 3, because I'm already at an hour, most of part 2 is just this, working the Chowchilla. And there might be there's definitely going to be a part 3. There's going to probably be a part 4. But we're going to continue until we make it all the way back into the Fresno yard, UP Fresno yard. It is very stressful and a slog to make money. And oh, So, well, that's real life. I mean, real life is a slog to make money. Unless you're Quincy, he makes. I mean, he makes money hand over fist. I mean, being the owner of CSX Rail, that's. I mean, you make all kinds of money doing that, don't you, Quincy? Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. All right. Let's see what we got. Well, I got two cars. Okay, let's bring these to a stop today. Throw some handbrakes on.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, okay.
Yeah, tomorrow.
There we go. All right. Looks like, okay, we're clear of the switch. That's good. You couldn't paint. Oh, you know what? If they walked up to you and said, Quincy, you're amazing. We're going to give you CSX, you'd take it. And you would change the name. The QWRR. That's it. The QWRR. Okay, listen. Okay, you've worked for UP, you've worked for BNSF, now you work for CSX. I mean, what's your next thing? Modesto and Empire Traction? If it's in Run 8, he's worked for it. Haven't been on ATS since the new state was released, so it's been a little while for me. You know what? I got on it the other day. Well, when was it? Actually, more like about a month ago. And yeah, in order to get on it, I ended up having to I didn't get every new DLC that came out, but I did get everything. Say, I promise you, I would say no. Trust me on that one. Wait, you retired? I thought you were still working. You retired. Congratulations on your retirement. But if you're retired, what are you gonna do? You don't have anybody you can punch. As I say that, he's looking at me. I can tell it right now. I can feel it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's looking at me.
He's gonna pop in on the SRS server and just walk right up to you.
Yeah, too bad we don't have that feature. That kind of a moat or something in us. No, not yet. Yeah, you've been with the railroads for quite a while. I still gonna need more room. All right, get some reduction on this one. Cause here's the other Snyder ones. So let's go back and hook into the four that I have and see if we can get all these to fit. The railroad has been good. The railroad has been good to me. It's going to come to a point as to where I'm going to have to leave it behind. Yeah, that's like everything else. I mean, you could always become a dispatcher. We'll just call you Auto White. That almost has a ring to it. So you could be a dispatcher. Now, are you prepared to be intoxicated like 90% of the time? I wonder if they could do like make Quincy like a professional dispatcher for Run 8. No, once I'm done, I'm done. He's out. You gonna go back to Florida, retire down there? I think this is the first time I've ever heard. Yeah, I had Quincy even talk about retirement. It's Man, I got cars everywhere. Florida, no. Texas. Florida, no. Texas, maybe. What, down on the Gulf Coast, I think? I've been through like the panhandle of Texas, and yeah, no thank you. But you're not wrong about Texas. I mean, if there's any state that's being run right, Texas would be it. Florida, I think, would be number two. I was kind of back, well, way long time ago. I was in Ohio and I was around Reynoldsburg and Columbus, and I just kind of looked at how Ohio was being run, and I was like, yeah, maybe maybe I'll move to Ohio someday. We don't want. There we go. Well, not now. I figure we could all just retire to, was it Minnesota, go harass Jason.
There we go.
But until they make me retire, I'm going to keep on. You know what? You don't want to do that. um, that's they asked me because I'm at that age. It's like, aren't you going to retire? No. Um, I play video games. I work. I study. I'm constantly reading. I could drive to work, but I ride a bike for exercise. All those things is what keeps you young. As soon as you stop doing any one of those things, that's when you start to age. And I'm saying that from watching my mom, because she had that attitude of, yeah, at 65 you retire, you don't have to do anything for the rest of your life. And that woman used to hunt, fish. She actually taught me how to be outdoors, and that was her thing. And when she stopped, she literally aged before my eyes. All right. F7 cheat. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Release handbrakes. All right, let's go. What's my plan here? I loved Ohio. I thought Ohio was amazing. I'm talking politically. I think it's changed because this was back in the 90s, I think it was kind of I get confused. It was kind of a conservative state, and now I'm thinking it's just from things I'm seeing out here in the land of liberalism. And I don't want to be political on my channel, but yeah, Reynoldsburg, Columbus. I mean, that area was really pretty. And then we traveled all over the state. Did make it up to Canton. And then we found a old house. It was just, I was out with one of the ladies and we were just driving around, just having a good time. And we saw this road. It was a little tiny sign and it was like Judge somebody or other. I can't remember the guy's name. It's been decades. But it turned out it was this old, pretty good sized log cabin. If you think about it, back in the day when they made log cabins, for a 2-story log cabin, that was a mansion back in the days. And um, it turned out that this guy was a circuit judge, and when he wasn't home, his wife was running a stop for the Underground Railroad. And this was a whole museum. They had like all the original pieces for the house, but then they showed all the little hidey holes that the runaway slaves would hide in. And that was just like, I mean, I heard about you study it in school. It doesn't happen out here in California, but you study that stuff in school, and it's like, wow, it was real. But it was kind of cool. I mean, that's like I said. I mean, then we got up to Cedar Point. That was a lot of fun. So I just enjoyed it. I mean, like the day I think it was one of the first weekends we had off when we were out there working. It was a whole group of us from California out there working, and got in the car and I said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go take a drive and explore the state." And I can't even remember the highway number, but there's a highway. All this highway does is a big circle around Columbus. We got on that highway and drove for hours. And pretty soon we were just like all talking to each other, and all of a sudden somebody went, "Hey, wait a second. I've seen that building like 4 or 5 times already." And then we realized, well, you just spent hours just driving the circle around Columbus. Cedar Point was fun, Nexarian. Cedar Point was a lot of fun. I don't visit the parks out here that much. We've got some good ones. I'd like to go back there someday and go visit. There's one on the southern side. I can't remember the name of it. We never did get to that park, but there was one on the southern part of the state. Canton was a lot of fun. So you left 15 years ago, but not northern Ohio? Hey, that's like me out here. I mean, I'm in California, and I mean, I'll go to the northern part of the state. I won't go to southern California. Even my son's the same way because he had an opportunity, really good job opportunity, but was down in Los Angeles. He goes, "There's no way in hell I am going to live or work in Los Angeles." I'm like, "Good for you, boy." Yeah, it might be good job opportunities down there, but first of all, just trying to get around down there with the traffic. Come on, slow down. Thank you. I don't want to be showing on my stream how to recover a train if it disappears. Don't laugh at me. Do I make trains disappear? Absolutely, I do.
Don't make me give you 20 track mobiles.
Okay, so here's my story about 20 track mobiles. That's fun. Um, so we're out there in Ohio, and you can stop rolling. Thank you. One of the things that we were traveling around, we noticed that all these houses had these candles, these electric candles in the windows. Just one simple candle. That was it. And we're looking at this, and we're like, and then especially at night, these candles were lit. Yeah, and we're like, what is with the candles? Everybody's got a candle in their front window. What's with these candles? So we find out that what it means is that if you are in trouble, you can go to a house that has a candle that's lit, knock on any time at night, knock on their door, and they'll help you. So, well, you don't tell a bunch of people from California about that, especially if they're out drinking. At about 1:30, we decided to test that theory and knocked on somebody's door. And I'll be honest with you, they were some of the most gracious people we've ever met. they're like, yeah, you guys shouldn't be out. You've been drinking and driving. Come on in. I mean, we woke them both up. They made us a pot of coffee. Um, Made sure that we were safe enough, to be able to drive back to the hotel. And they were amazing. They were just amazing people. Huh? You got one in your window? You might have been the guy that we woke up that night. Yeah, out here, this is the thing about California. I mean, it's not friendly, not in any way. Something like that, people would be like, "No way in hell, you're gonna be disturbing my sleep." You know. Um, I mean, a case in point, it's we had at the high school I work at, we just had our graduation, and for some reason somebody decided to lock the front security gates so nobody could get out. So I'm trying to get through the crowd to unlock the gates and open them up so they could get out. People are yelling at me, "Can you unlock the gate?" Yes, I can, if you get out of my way so I can get by. No, I'm not moving. This is my spot. You need to go around me. That's what I was told. And I'm like, you're yelling at me because you want out, but then you're not going to help me by getting out of my way so I can get to the gate. It's just stupid. And that's northern part of the state is not so much like that, but the southern part, or even here in the Central Valley, very self-centered. Just not. I'm not. Yeah, not my. I'm not a fan. I'm here because my kids are here, and then I'm just waiting to find out where my son's going to go, and then I may be moving. All right, let's see if I can fit these cars that I just picked up into this spot right here, so I can put the other cars that I want to drop off over here. And then we'll go see where the ALL car is and all this. What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing at me? Why are you hating?
Why? Because I can.
Oh, okay. I'll set a handbrake on that. Well, good for you, though, Nexarian, for having a candle in your window. Yeah, most of the railroading. Well, actually, BNSF is very busy out here. Union Pacific, they're just a pass-through train. And you might be right, Nexarian. It's like unfortunately, I think it's just the way society's going. People are just tired, and I think a lot of it too is they're tired of, and when I get political again, they're tired of the fact that there's no discipline. I mean, the best speech I heard in the last few days was the one given by the superintendent for the school district where my son was attending. And he said, "Listen, your problems are your problems. Own them. Don't go through life saying, with a victim attitude." And I mean, that was flat out right. I mean, your problems are your problems. It's whatever decision you made or did not make. That's, he was right. He was right. And out here, it's like, oh, it's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault that, for whatever reason. And no. Let me go cross over.
I'll be right back.
Don't threaten me like that. Well, that's going to be very close, but I'm going to do it. I mean, I could put that car up against the bumper, but if I hit it too hard, or especially if I try to back in and hit it too hard, I could cause the entire train to disappear in Run 8. So, and honestly, that's a good point. In Run 8, if you think you're going to do that, take the time going to F1, go to train, I'll wait for it all to load up. Once it finishes loading up, you can save your train down here. Just write it and then save it. So if it does disappear, you can respawn it back in again. And then if you have your automatic save file set correctly, you can go into autosave and see you have autosave train. So it does, it doesn't have a time frame, but if you have it set for like I do for the on servers, it's set for 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, which is the lowest you can set it for. If it disappears, you can always recover it from that file as well too. But I prefer to, save it as a train. Everyone is too worried about what everyone can do for them instead of what you can do to help your fellow man. Exactly. And then the other side of that, Nexarian, is you got to be that person. Like, I want to do something to help my fellow man, and the attitude is, what do you want? Why are you doing that? Yeah, actually, and when you're on a server, Quincy, you're right. Especially on a big server like this one, as big as the Southern California. Well, actually, I call it the Southwest now because it's no longer just Southern California. So, because it goes from Arizona into California and then up into Central California, which is where we're playing in right now. And yeah, as big as it's getting, the menus are taking longer to populate when you're on a server. I don't notice it so much when you're playing single player, but on a server, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. What's the catch? What? Why? What do you want from me? Why? Why would you want to do that? And it's because people just don't expect other people to do things out of the kindness of their heart. I mean, we get to know somebody like Quincy. You just know he doesn't do anything out of the kindness of his heart. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna mess with you. You know what? I noticed that you're talking about Quincy. You're talking about on your PC. Yeah, I noticed that too because my PC, my fans used to never run, and I noticed it was last week, as a matter of fact, when I was streaming. I think I even made the statement. I was like, man, where's this heat coming from? And it was coming from my PC. And I run an Intel chip. Intel tends to be run cooler than AMD typically anyway. And I'm noticing that, wow, my PC's putting off a lot of heat. So I don't know what the cause of that is. What changed? I don't know if all the new assets from Jointed Rail are causing that. Um, I mean, it's enough. And it's not just, it might even be Windows too. That's the thing. It may not even be Run 8. It might be Windows because Windows has had a lot of updates as well. You're coming a little bit hot there, dude. Let me put some more handbrakes on. Okay, that's about a half a car. I'm going to come back a little bit farther. Welcome back, by the way, Ken.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you. We're talking, so.
Why? It's never stopped you before.
All right, next time I'll just say I'm back.
There you go. Then that gives me, because you took away my my hey, welcome back.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Are you upset now?
No, I'm over that.
Am I pissing you off, Kurt?
Jeff.
Oh,
Uh, I introduced somebody to Tim Hawkins this week.
oh,
If you've never listened to Tim Hawkins, he's a Christian comedian. He's hilarious, and he just came out with a new song. Oh well, I say just because I just discovered it, but it was on. He has a song out about colonoscopy.
oh.
That was pretty hilarious. That and he also has one that really got viral on YouTube was um, the songs of Starbucks.
Hmm.
All right, so we're all good. Am I inside? Yeah, I am. There's an SNY right there. I was making sure that that was at least going to turn. All right, so we can go ahead and uncouple that. Let's go ahead and set some more handbrakes. I think that's everything. Yeah, okay, that's whole string. Okay, so we can go ahead. Now, where is, if I leave, I'm going to pull these forward just a little bit because there's my ALL card. This worked out perfect. I don't have to use the main line.
Ooh.
Yeah, almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost.
I think it's just luck.
Skill. I was trained by Quincy.
You were trained by Quincy.
I was trained by Quincy. I was trained by Quincy. I want to email John and see what he thinks about it. Never had the abnormal temp spikes, and this is something new. Yeah, you know what? Do that. Let me know. You know where to find me. I was going to email John because I've got that. I posted it up on the Depot forums, but I've got somebody that's reaching out to me, and he sent me a video of rail cars literally waving from this side, a hunt full 180 degrees. Just and it wasn't all the rail cars; it was intermittently. I have never seen that problem before. But I had one person tell me that they had that problem because they installed on an external hard drive. I had another person tell me that was because they had a PC or a CPU that was underrated for Run 8. Um, so
And I thought maybe it could be the video card.
yeah. Well, and then of course I posted up on the forums, and what was one of the responses I got? Somebody who took the video and put music to it, and he goes, "Oh, it's much more fun to watch it if you watch it like this." Gee, thank you for the help.
Yeah.
But I have to admit it. I mean, it was funny watching it with, you know. All right, I'm gonna pull back. We'll pick these up and go, and then I just gotta pull up a little bit to where I can get ALL off, and pull all the way out. Grab the other cars I left behind, and then I'm ready to head up toward Atwater, which really isn't that far away from Chowchilla. Whoa.
Well,
I swear, yeah, I'm reading the post now. Oh, yeah, okay, you're reading the post that I put up. Yeah. I don't think well, I mean, yeah. I had never seen it. I really had never seen it. So, but the response was, um, from a lot of people was that it was something that happened to them a long time ago. So you might be onto something there, Quincy.
if it did, it would have been like version 2, maybe?
Yeah. All right, we got up. Here's ALL. Is this car right here? So I can pull up. Run between the cars as they're moving. That's the safe way to do it. Because remember, here at the Lazy Farmer Railroad, it's investors first, cargo second, safety last. You know, when I was looking at that bug, my initial thought was did Run8 get installed correctly?
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that is something that I have done. I've had people reach out, and you can do it. My Discord is, the link to my Discord is in the description. I've got 2 different Discords. One will get you to the other. Um, but you can always reach out to me. I have done it a few times. Join me on Discord, share your screen. We'll walk you through the process to install Run8 correctly. That's half the battle. Run8's not hard. And the nice thing is, if he did install it on an external hard drive, you don't have to reinstall. You can just cut and paste.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it is, and that's the point I was just making, Quincy, that, you don't have to install because most programs, they install and they obviously put the program in the registry of Windows, and you don't. The Run8 doesn't do that. It's very old school. It's very DOS-like. And honestly, I don't mind it. I really don't. It really makes things, in a lot of ways, makes things, how am I going to say this? Less intrusive by Windows. So, is it ancient coding? Yes. Um, and I actually was going back. I mean, it goes back to when? It goes back to when they were trying to come up with something because Microsoft decided to cancel their train simulator. And that's what this was born out of. In fact, the Cajon route, I just found it. The Cajon route was actually originally made for Microsoft's train simulator. So, and the guy that I was chatting with that was out of Australia, um, he was brand new. He's a small streamer like me, but he had just discovered Run8, and I was like, hey, I invited him, come play, join the server, come play. We'll work it out, and I mean, it's not because he was kind of talking about the graphics, and I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong, but it's not about the graphics. It's about how the trains operate. Right? No, exactly. That's my point. So, and his thing, he's like, well, I'm not sure I want to do that because I'm not familiar with operate, railroad operations in the United States. And I'm like, well, that's why I'm inviting you to come and play, and we can educate you.
Right.
See, I like West Colton. I like how I like the way the switches are set up in West Colton, and I think you see the same thing in Selkirk. You got, where you can actually, you can right click on a square as opposed to on the switch, the, how am I going to say here? Instead of right clicking on something on this to turn it blue, there'd be a square right there that you right click on, and then it actually will tell you if it's normal or reversed. I like that. Okay, you need to slow down a lot. There we go. All right, I'll take that one off. It is. And thank you, Quincy, for that. You're right. It is. Run8 can be very intimidating for new players. And that's a perfect segue for what we have going on here, because today I'm on the Southwest Rail Simulation server, which is, the entire map for, from Seligman, Arizona, all the way up to Modesto, California, and through most of Southern California and everything. And so, if all you have is the base game, this is where you want to play. And I tell anybody, and this is my biggest thing, you're a brand new player, don't worry about making a mistake. Get in and play multiplayer. Come on to the server. Ken, me, Mike when he's on, Jason when he's on, Devin when he's on, Briscoe when he's on. And yeah, these guys, everybody's busy, but you can get with one of us. We're here to train you. Okay, we want you. We understand. I understand that when I got Run8, the learning curve is it's massive. That's the only way I can tell you is that it's massive. Okay, and for the first year and a half, I played keyboard. I have a rail driver now. Once you get a rail driver, you never go back. I'm just going to tell you that. Rail drivers are great. And now you got the Sim Hogger that's out there, which is about $300 more than what a rail driver is. So spend your money wisely. But this is my servers and the SRS, we are training servers. Okay, there's no checkout rides. All right, just join. And for my servers, I do run a password bot. So if you join my Discord and you want to get on my servers, please send me a direct message in the Discord, in either one, whether it's the LazyFarmer Discord or the TLF Mosel Discord, either one of those, whichever map you want to get on, send me a DM and say, I want to join. And that would even include, I can even get you into the SRS, because thanks to Ken, I was drafted as an admin. I'm still waiting for my first paycheck, by the way.
It's in the mail.
Okay, as long as it's in the mail, I'm good. But I'm just saying, DM me. Hey, I want to join. I just registered on the SRS website. Can you get me in? I'm on for the next 2 months. I'm available. Okay. And we're here to help you. We're here to get you through Run8. And it's not hard. Even keyboard, I'm going to tell you, with all the commands, you're really only going to use about 6.
Right.
That's it. There's 6 primary ones that you're going to use, and you're going to remember those pretty quick. And lately, it seems like what we're training is, how do I know which way to go? And that's, and I get that. It can be very confusing. The tagging system can be very confusing, but that's why we're here. We're here to train, and yeah, we'd love to have you stick around and play, but we get it. If you want to go become part of the Depot Plus, I can tell you for K-Mike and myself, we've gone through their checkout ride system. We know what they're looking for. We know where they actually run, where they do their their test run. We could do the same thing. We can get you ready for that. But mostly it's about training people how to play Run8. And we play very casually as well too. We have a lot of fun, because ultimately, what is this? It's just pixels. You can play as prototypically as you want. You can play as casual as you want. It's your railroad. It's your virtual model railroad. Do with it what you want. There, that's my commercial. Oh, and I threw that up there before. I'll do it one more time too. I mean, help me do this. Okay, I mean, I'll get a lot of viewers. It's typical, but not many of my viewers subscribe. Okay, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. It helps me get my videos out, and so I can actually make more people aware of Run8. That's what my channel is for, is making people aware of Run8. And I will tell my story again on that one. When I was looking for my virtual model railroad, all right, I go back and I remember, I remember Microsoft used to have a train simulator. Let me go check that out, because I had looked at Train Sim World and some others, and it wasn't what I was looking for. So well, maybe Microsoft's got something that, I know they used to have one, and I find out that, not only is Microsoft's Train Sim dead, but Train Sim 2, which they were working on, never even came to fruition. That was disappointing. And so I'm looking at all these other simulators, and everything they had was scenario based. Not what I was looking for. I wanted something that, as I said, my virtual model railroad. I could go into my basement. I could look at my layout. What do I want to do today? I want to work on scenery, or I want to run a road train, or I want to run a local, or I want to work a classification yard or flat switch, whatever I want, whatever it is I wanted to do. I just wanted to jump in and do it. So Run8, being open world sandbox, is exactly what I was looking for. And there's no scenarios other than the ones that I create. So I would tell you the same thing. It's whatever you want to do when you want to do it. So, and that's the beauty of it. And playing on a server, or even if you, and you can even run your own server. That's the beauty of Run8, is that when you get by the base game, you get the software to run your own server. So if you don't want to play with anybody else, you could, fire your own server up, let it run 24/7. You get home from work, you just want to jump into your virtual model railroad and lose yourself in it. You can pick up exactly where you left off. You don't have to start the scenario from the beginning. Why I said V1 was brutal. Let's go back here. Let me cog it up on this. You without already knowing the locals, AD and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, next, it was very intimidating for new players. That's where I think where I left off on this. I've had it. I have it, tried to get the hang of it, and honestly ended up giving up. Don't give up. That's what I'm going to tell anybody. Don't ever give up, And then once again, I'm back to reach out to us. Join my Discord. Join the Southwest Rail Simulations as well. Join us both, okay? Because if we're hanging out, we'll be on any map. It doesn't matter. We'll be on any server. But we might be just picking, for whatever reason, we might be, like right now, Ken and I are on the Southwest Rail Simulations Discord channel, but we could be on the A line, or we could be on the Pittsburgh line. It doesn't matter. It's wherever we're hanging out. Come hang out with us, and we're here to help. Without already knowing the locals and stuff like that, it's very daunting. Yeah, because that was my biggest struggle is learning all the locals. And we can help with that. Like I said, there's a process that I came up with that seemed to work just fine for me. So I would share that. Quincy, Tacta pick it back up and try again. There are plenty of us who would be willing to help you. Absolutely, Quincy. Why I said V1 was brutal. There was no help or hand holding. It was straight into the frying pan with no grease. And no drunken Otto either. I don't know, Otto can come around until version 3, and even Otto came out. I thought it was pretty cool that, hey, I got Otto, I can do that. But then I was left with the impression that if I'm leaving Barstow and heading for Vacaville, All I had to do was make sure that the symbol on my lead locomotive was right, and it'll go to Vacaville and stop, and I can go do something else. No. Nope. Nothing about that. I hear somebody toning.
Me.
You're going to piss off Otto, and then he'll be pissed off at all of us. All right, so I need to pull forward. And honestly, you'll get the experience because this is a run, this particular run I'm on right now. Never ran it before. So I got the Roseville sub. I think that's what it's called. Yep, Roseville's it because it was smaller, so I thought it would be easier. Actually, Nixarian, that was, I mean, I'm going to say here, when they came out with Roseville, I was hugely excited because that's an area as a kid. My godfather, who worked for Southern Pacific and was contracted to Amtrak, he took me up and over those mountains. I've camped up in those mountains as a Boy Scout. I mean, that's right growing up, that's where I was at. It is easier, and I will, well, it still has the Run8 isms, but it is probably the easier because there's only 6 locals, one big one out of Roseville. No, I take it back. 4 locals out of Roseville, one big one, and then 6 out of Sparks. The rest of it is just road. It's just road train up and over the mountains. And I will tell you right now, if you can bring a long manifest, we'll just call it a manifest. Bring any kind of a train from Sparks over the Sierras and down into Roseville and keep it under control, you can handle a train on any other map that's out there for Run8. I will tell you that right now. I mean, they talk about Cajon being brutal. Coming down from the summit down to Roseville, that's brutal. So, in fact, I was just thinking that the other day. I need to get on the Roseville map and do a stream from there. I haven't been over there in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about I keep thinking going back and forth, but I'm thinking about resetting that map.
Yeah.
Because I changed all the, once again, virtual model railroad. What I want to do, I got in and I changed all the industries to make the train symbols a little bit easier for people. And what my thought was, it was for people that don't know Run8, and there was a way to teach them. Well, what am I teaching them? I'm teaching them my symbology, not how it is base game, or I guess the word I was saying, it's supposed to be prototypical, but it can't even say that. So to make it uniform, I'm thinking about just resetting it all, and then put it back up, push it up to the server. Yeah, Roseville makes trains cry. Oh yeah, no, it. I mean, yeah, coming out. I mean, honestly, it's beautiful. I mean, my July is going to be my travel month. I am already planning on going from 2 hotel stops. I'm going to stop and take the train from here in Merced, and I'm just waiting because Merced's in this DLC that I'm on right now. So I'm going to take the train from Merced, which will go to Emeryville. I'll spend the night in Emeryville, and then the next day I'll catch the train from Emeryville and head for, which goes toward Chicago. It's the California Zephyr, but I'll get off at in Reno, and then I'm going to stay at the Nugget Hotel in Sparks, because that hotel high-rise is right next to the Sparks Yard, which is represented in Run8. And my plan is, my request is I want a room high up in the tower on the side facing the yard, because I'm going to put a camera up there and I want to record some of the yard operations from my hotel room. So, I'm not a huge real live train guy. I like trains. Used to work for PTI, the contractors that shuffle the UP crews around, and loved hanging out in the yard. So Next, yeah, I knew somebody who did that. I don't know if it was PTI, but yeah, she did the same thing. And I know that, well, then she went to work for a railroad because she's like, I like being around that, and got fired real quick. And I have a feeling, based upon what she was telling me, I think she did something stupid like walk down the gauge. You know, it's because it was a safety thing. I think we'll just come down. It's just a safety thing. So Donner comes with big old default 4.5% grade. That's why it rivals one other route, and that was Saluda. Yeah. Yeah, the old Saluda route. But yeah, I mean, that's 4.5. And imagine back in the day doing that in the steam era when they were building that route. And the thing that bothers me is like when I was a kid and I went over that route from, we go through a lot of the tunnels that were hand carved and by Chinese, because the Chinese were coming to San Francisco in that era, and the Central Pacific was building that route. All the tunnels were I mean, you could actually see like the pick marks. But now with the double stack trains and everything, it was actually cheaper for Union Pacific to find routes around the tunnels than it was to make the tunnels bigger. Cab forward. I got a picture of the cab forward. I'll have to find that one. It's got to be. I got it somewhere. I'm actually. I think I want to go back up there to the Sacramento Railroad Museum because they have. I think it's the last remaining cab forward on static display. And there was a guy that pops in my. I haven't seen him in a long time, but as SP Bob will pop in here. He's up there in the Sacramento area, and he actually remembers seeing those cab forwards running back in the day. And there used to be, I think there was like 149 of them that were built. Yeah, and that was when they built the cab forwards so that the crews wouldn't have to be at the back end of the locomotive and smell all that, I'll call it exhaust, but smoke and everything from the coal, the wood, whatever it is they were burning at the time. And those cab forwards were huge too. I think they kind of rivaled the Challenger in size. And honestly, yeah, that 4.5% grade that you were talking about, that is represented in the DLC. So that's why I say if you can handle a train coming down from the summit down to Roseville, you can handle the train. And we go back to, is it N.S. Horsehead, who was a conductor for Norfolk Southern, and he works on the Horseshoe Curve. His statement was exactly how his train operates in real life is exactly how the train operates in Run 8. And that's what the beauty of Run 8. The physics are spot on. So, yeah, anyway, but bottom line of all that dissertation and everything is just come play. I mean, even if you want to play on the, play on the NorCal DLC next Arian, join us in Discord and just become a part of the group. Gold Run. That's actually it's really pretty up there too. I think that's part of why I really like that taking that trip is it's just gorgeous. You get to see parts of the Sierras you're not going to see when riding Highway 80 over the mountains, or you kind of get to see a bit of it if you take Highway 50 to South Lake Tahoe. But
Right.
I don't know where the train goes. You see parts where there's like, how do they get out here? All right. let's see. I have 7 cheat on that. Let's go into neutral. I want to SP. Come all the way back here to right here. Close that. Open that. All right, we can pull these out. I thought I'd blow the horn. I haven't done that. Once again, casual, because I've played on on the Depot Plus server and got kind of chewed out. It wasn't bad, but it was still, you need to blow that horn when you start to move. Why? It's just pixels. That's how we play over here. Okay. And I don't play over there that much anymore because of that. It's just a game. Well, it's not. No, actually, it's not true. It's not a game. It's a simulator. It's a legit simulator. But ultimately, it's just pixels. Let's have fun. All right, I think I've got everything here worked. Let's do a little recap because I'm actually coming up. You know what? This whole run, I think I just enough time to finish this, pull back into the siding, and I'll pull up to the light, and then I'm going to call it because I'm at the 2-hour mark. So episode 3 will be next week. We'll leave Chowchilla and head for our next stop, which would be Atwater and the Western Industrial Park up there. So what have we done? A lot of chit chat. We have Snyder's we dropped. We got ALL, I can't remember the name of that one, but that was dropped. But we learned that we can, even with that being up near the front of the train, we had a lot of room to do, but we had to leave some cars behind. So we got CWD, and so really 4 industries, a lot of chit chat, a lot of smooth. It's railroading. We move slow. So I just got to come back, pick these up, and we'll pull up to the light because we'll be ready to leave. I got to make sure I go into the registry for the SRS and put a note in there that I'm, finish Chowchilla, leave for stream. So there we go. So we're winding this one down. Let's come off a slow speed here and give me another notch. There we go. Let's get closer to 5 miles an hour here. Typically 10 miles an hour in the yards, 5 miles around shop areas. But don't do anything fast. Railroading, nothing's ever done fast. Hurry up and wait. Yeah, I think even if we're playing something else other than Run 8, we're usually hanging out in the Run 8 channel.
Yeah, we're somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I picked up more cars than what I dropped.
That's a good thing I pulled those one outbounds, so now you got more room.
Oh, you did pull those? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. Well, if you pulled them, that's fine. I wasn't gonna. I was gonna send them when both those tracks were. I think it was track 1 and 2 in that yard. I was gonna fill both. My intention was to fill both those up and then just AI that train out. Send it to West Colton and then get yelled at. I can see the lights up there. This is good. This is.
What I had on and what I picked up in that yard, this train's almost 7,000 feet long, so
Hmm.
I'm getting ready to run into Caldwell here with this train so that I can send it down the.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. You know what? Thanks for reminding me because I was actually going to look on my local, take a look at routings and see if that can be done automatically. Because if you do it because of that gap between Seiko and Global, Union Pacific trains could just disappear.
Yeah.
I wonder how close they are because they talked last year about closing that gap. I wonder how close they are.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I had talked to John not too long ago, and he told me that they have something planned
I mean,
for us.
It's 60 miles of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just mainline. I don't think there's any industries out there,
There's a few,
but it's still
but
60 miles of nothing. And
yeah, but they got plenty of that on here as well. I mean, look at Corona and all that. That's a good distance.
so next area, the invitation is there, buddy. You know, and usually if we're playing locally, if we're like I said, we're hanging out in Discord, even if we're not streaming to YouTube or any place or any other place, we're streaming in the channels. So even as we're playing, you can come in, hang out, talk to us, watch us play, and then you'll get to learn too.
Ask questions. Be like, hey, why are you doing that?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you Quincy, yeah, the Gap DLC still has me wondering how are they planning on pulling that off. Um, Now if they come up with that DLC because I noticed that they've been their DLCs or the mainline portion of it, they've settled down to right around between 60 to 80 miles on any kind of mainline that they do, and I think that that's a good number as long as there's a good mix of mainline and locals that can run. Um, but here's my opinion. Okay, that gap should never have been there to begin with. Okay, the only reason that was there was because there's very little. It was not because they think BNSF is better than UP. It was just that there was nothing there to really put the effort into modeling back when they came out with the DLCs. Now it's expanded. It is obviously that tells me they weren't really forward looking enough or had an actual plan. How far out do we want to go with all our maps? And so, in my opinion, that gap should never have been there. If they come out and they finish, and this is what my thought is, they're going to go from Modesto to Stockton. They've already said that the Stockton area, that DLC is going to rival the San Bernardino with as much work that can be done up there. And if you look at like Modesto with the Modesto Empire and Traction, how much work is there, Stockton's going to make that look like nothing. So when they come out with that DLC, I think that they should have a pat, which we're going to have to pay for that. We shouldn't have to pay for Seiko to Global to be fixed. So they should roll that into that DLC to where it patches that gap. You
Yeah,
know,
they just need to roll out with an update.
yeah, I mean, and that'd be the best thing. It'd be an update because why should Nexarian? I'll use him as an example. Why should Nexarian have to pay for a DLC to patch a gap that shouldn't have been there in the first place if they were forward
Yeah,
thinking enough? So, I mean,
yeah,
and
it's
don't
supposed.
get me wrong, I'm not faulting anybody on the Run 8 side. It's part of their learning curve in coming up with this, with the company that is producing all this. Come on,
Well,
push
they're also
back.
gonna at the same time between
Right. So that the streeter issue that yeah that actually needs to be.
which is interesting because I mean, although I know they said because of an earthquake or whatever, blah blah blah, that wasn't a section anymore. But that UP has a pretty
Oh,
decent
am I going in reverse?
major yard there. I mean, it's an auto rack yard. You would have thought, hey, you put the auto rack yard for BNSF over there in San Bernardino. Why didn't we get the one in LA Sub for them? So
Are they planning on pulling that off? They have to cement the gap to reach Seiko on the UP side. I just don't see it. See, and that leads to the next thing too. You have once they get to Stockton, now you have the gap that between Stockton and Roseville. So at Stockton, because we're talking about what they're talking about, and the thing is the gap. The gap DLC still has me wondering how are they planning on pulling that off. They have to cement the gap to reach Seiko on the UP side. I just don't see it. I think they're going to do it. They can do it, but what they did is when they came out with Roseville, they coded Roseville with its own um, region code. All right, and a lot of people say, well, because they did that, they can't connect. They're not going to be able to connect, say, Stockton to Roseville. I disagree. It's a coding piece, and what if you coded it, you can change it. And so it would be a matter of that when they come out with the DLC that will allow Union Pacific and BNSF to continue north through Roseville and go up and over the mountain, then out, out past um, Sparks, which is what they do. All they have to do is just change the region code for Roseville, and then when they run it out, they run it out as an update. And now it's all part. Now we're going from. Imagine how big that map is going to be when it goes from
huge.
Seligman, Arizona, to LA, and then up through the Central Valley of California, and then out through Northern California over to over into Sparks. So Roseville's got a lot. I mean, you got the Valley Sub, Quincy, that actually goes out, and there's people out there that would like to see the Feather River route. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but I think they came up a little bit short on the Valley Sub. They should have continued the Valley Sub out to Oroville, and because there's like maybe two or three industries in Oroville, and that's the beginning of the Feather River route right there, or the ending, depending on how you want to look at it. But that's the last set of industries, and then after that, it's just nothing but mainline winding through the canyons, which is why if they do it well, it could be a very pretty DLC. But it's a DLC because it's just nothing but mainline. It'd be a DLC that people would like do once in a great while just to have something else to do, and that'd be the end of it. So anyway, all right, looks like I got a switch up here. I'm gonna pull up just shy of that switch. The lights out here to get back out onto the main line, so we can head up to Chowchilla. And I think this is an industry I gotta get on the way back. I know I've got two on the way back, one or two on the way back that I gotta work. But we're going to continue on to Atwater in our next episode, and start working the Western Industrial Park up there in Atwater, and then we'll come back working industries. So we got at least definitely one, two, possibly three episodes left as we're running this particular local, which is the LRF74. Right now we're at 1.1 horsepower per ton, running two locomotives on the head end. So we're at 5,257 tons, 39 loads, 14 empties, an alerter that's irritating me, and we're only 3,000 feet long, so not too bad. What was never made clear about Roseville was it being set up for something else or just simply isolated. Yes. I think isolated. I think it's kind of like, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of, well, Mohawk and Selkirk as an example. That came out not through Run8 Studios, but through High Rail Simulations, and it was one individual's, this is my favorite place, and so he wanted his favorite place. And I'm thinking Roseville was probably the same thing, other than the fact that it is a historic part of railroading history. Um, so, which, I don't know. So he said nope. I say yep. Because it's not, I mean, they're still, I mean, Mohawk and Selkirk are still, um, oh, no, I know it's not his, it's somebody else. I mean, but yeah, it's like somebody's personal, this is what I want. And that was made. And there's things in there like, you know, trees that are floating in midair, um, tracks that aren't on the ground. I mean, it's just there's errors. I'm just gonna pull up. There's no industry here. Pull up past the switch here, and come up to the lights. And there's a road crossing up there. We'll stop up there, I think. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, Quincy. The point is, it was somebody's personal, and I think it's the same thing with Roseville. It was somebody's personal, and this is like we just want to get that in there, kind of like Pittsburgh Line East was, because of Horseshoe Curve. We want to get Horseshoe Curve, as opposed to let's get, let's create a map that's all cohesive, and that's what they're working on with the A line and what they're working on with Southern California maps. So other than that, so Southeast is I mean, Southeast is nice. I really like Southeast. I'd rather see like a cohesive connection. That's the other one coming for Southeast, coming to Port of Savannah. That, in fact, the day that the Savannah DLC, I forgot. I think it was in Spurs channel talking about the day that was released was the day he started, laying track to the Port of Savannah. So cars are disappearing over there. No, that's why. I have a slow speed on. Why is I not going faster? I left slow speed on. Oh, don't even get started on the Yuma sub. So many people want Yuma sub. But then the thing about the Yuma sub is, once again, I know nothing about it. So the question is it all mainline? Or is there a good amount, is there a fair amount of locals? Kind of like Needles. I mean, there's nothing between Needles and Barstow until you get to Needles. And then there's a couple of small locals that, you can work out of Needles. And the big thing about about the base game is it's the locals that work out of the Barstow yard.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just AI'd that train out of Caldwell. Let's see how it does.
Okay, so you got it into Calwa.
Yeah, and Auto's got him routed out. So
Yeah, sorry for being picky, but it's Calwa, like California, but Calwa, because they got nothing. Calwa. I'd murder
Too
him.
low.
Oh, I'd murder him. All right. Let's go neutral. Shift F5 or on the rail driver, the E-stop button, so it ties down the handbrakes on everything. Let's get on the ground. And I'm going to stand in the gauge because I can. Go isolate. Turn that one off. There. Isolate. Turn that one off. And then go back inside. It's all red because I click these off. Everything else is off. Parking brakes on. All right, that's it for the day. So, that was fun. Eventually, people woke up and joined. So, not too bad. Yeah, there's no. We can put it in. This is the thing about Run8. You can look at this and go, what industry could I put here? It looks like a transload facility. So it looks like there should be some kind of. You got the little forklift right there, truck. Yeah, it could be kind of some kind of transload facility. Drop some box cars in there. You're in the middle of Central Valley, California, man. Got a lot of agricultural stuff right here. Orange trees. Yeah, I was looking at a deal at an enhancement that actually turns all this, because this is like summertime. This is what California looks like in the summer out here. But you look at the dead trees and everything, that's actually kind of, yeah, we got stuff like that going on. But I was looking at an enhancement that turns all this green.
Yeah,
Because, yeah.
I've seen that as a Hans.
Yeah, Hans does. He does good work. But I was gonna play with that. But then the thing about it is the last sentence in his description is it changes every map. So regardless of whether it's Southern California or the Southeast, Northeast, whatever, it changes everything. So yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't grab it, because I don't want to affect anything like on the Southeast or even the Northeast or Pennsylvania map. Um, or AGS. I just wanted to affect Southern California. So yeah, so at which point it's like, I mean, I know what the answer, the solution to it is, but it's really it's extra work, and it's just like, yeah, it'd make it look better. I mean, the trees wouldn't look so dead. I mean, all these ones that are dead would be all, yeah. So I mean, I might experiment with it. So we'll see. But all right, I'm on the ground here. This is it. So once again, we got 3717 on the head end. I will be back next weekend, Saturday. Oh yeah, I got the 14th. I have something I have to do in 7 days. We got the All-Star football game, but that's not until evening. So next Saturday morning, once again, at least by 8 o'clock is at start time. But then again, if I wake up at 6 o'clock and go, I'm streaming, and jump out of bed and get started, which is what I did this morning. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week, and keep an eye out for some farm sim stuff, maybe some Bigfoot later on this week. So you're gonna go do some actual work next, Arian? Why would you want to do that? What's up, Hank? Man, long time. How you doing, CSX? So Hank, you need to come back and start playing Run8 with us, man. I'm just saying. Come hang out. You know you want to. You know you want to. So, all right, guys. I'm out. Have a great rest of your weekend. And once again, please, do that thumbs up thing and do the subscribe thing. Let's get this out there. Let's get more people more aware of Run8. So, wait, you're at work and watching this? That's my man right there. He's at work watching my stream. I like that. That's the way to be. All right. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a great weekend.